Hello everybody, good evening. I am Anne Marie. I am the AM of Handmade by AM Bevel, and I am so glad that you are here tonight on this Tuesday evening of whatever date it is where I've already lost my notebook. So if you're new around here, I lose things all on my table all of the time. It's not super clean right now, but that would not matter. I would still lose scissors or bling or bone folders or take your pick tools or stamps or ink. I'd lose it. Wouldn't matter. It could be right in front of me. That's just how we roll around here. So it is April 28th, 2026, and we are on new catalog countdown, which is really crazy to think because next Tuesday we'll have new in colors and a new May spring mini catalog. So that is crazy. So as we wait for a couple more people to hop on, because I do this live, and if you're watching the replay, I'm just so glad that you're here. Feel free to skip ahead if you want, but you should listen to the announcements. I'll probably go through them again towards the end, but also take a moment to please like this video, subscribe if you're not already. I'm here most Tuesday evenings at 6:30 p.m. Central. And you can see my socials in the box below, which includes my Facebook. I like to hang out there usually. And also Instagram as well. So first up, May 2nd, which is Saturday. It is National Scrapbooking Day, and there will be a one-day flash sale, 20% off select memory keeping products. So my scrapbooker friends or anybody who wants to look for a deal, check out Saturday. If I was guessing, I would imagine some of the scrapbooking kits will be on sale. Maybe two-tone cardstock, maybe the DSP sticker sheets will be on sale, and we do have some stamp sets that are sized larger for scrapbooking. They do work on cards great as well. So I don't know what products, it just says select products. I will find out when you do, whenever I look at the website Saturday morning. Keep in mind we have the product of the month, and today I am going to be showing off April's product of the month, and I'll go over to this beautiful graphic here, which is the Eyelet Blooms Die, and I am showing this off tonight, and I'm going to show you some tips and tricks. So if you are ordering Saturday with the 20% off sale, you might want to pick up this nice large background die for $5 with your $75 order. There are some, this is the April product of the month. I do think the last month is still, I think there's two previous months products that are also available to choose. You get one product of the month per order, per item. So I am not, even as a demonstrator, I cannot place another order and get this die a second time. I only get it one time in my life. But I could go back if I missed one of the other months and pick that one up with another $75 order. So you can add this on for $5 with your $75 order while supplies last. You're going to want this one, especially after I show you how to use it today. Oh, Mom got her order today. Mom is Kimberly in the comments that are live or those who are watching. Next month's product of the month, so May, which I'm assuming becomes available on Tuesday, is called the Berry Botanical Vellum. It is pretty. I would try to show you the clip, but it would be really weird on the screen. It's 12 by 12. You get 3 each of 4 designs. So it's a specialty vellum. It's a really cool floral. I was like, ooh, that's nice. So a couple local things. Next Saturday is the crop. Still room. It's $20 here local in Topeka, Kansas at my church. There is info on Facebook. If you need info, please let me know. $20 for the day. I'll have door prizes. I have retired products that I need to get rid of. Okay, it's going to be like, let's make a deal. Please. So even if you are local or you have local friends who are always looking for deals on stamp sets and dies in particular, because that's what I have a lot of, tell them to come by Christ Lutheran on Burlingame next Saturday to get some good deals. The last thing I'm going to talk about before I work on the card are my shares, and I'm going to go ahead and do this. Let's see. So I have product shares, and I have the May DSP share, which also includes a paper that's going to be released as an online exclusive. It's the equivalent of 132 6x6 pieces of paper. Anybody who is local, most of these are, the only one is 6x6. The 12x12s will be cut at 6x12, so that gives you more option, especially for scrapbookers. If I need to mail it to you, I will cut them all down to 6x6 because it will save on postage. This share is $45. If I need to ship it, please add $4. I'll ship it to the United States. You can pay me through Venmo, PayPal, cash, check, reach out to me. For the first time ever, I'm doing an in-color share, and I have this one bookmark. I need to make more bookmarks. So these are the in-colors coming next month, and we will start to be using these in videos and projects. 1 yard each of the bordered ribbon in each color, so that's 5 yards of ribbon. 2 pieces of each in-color design of the painted patterns 12x12. Again, if you're local, that'll be a 6x12 piece set, so you can use both designs. Everybody will receive 1 6x6 of the specialty pearlized paper in each in-color, and then everyone receives 1/3 pack of the in-color dots and in-color butterflies, and that share is $25, $4 to ship. If you order both shares, $70 is the total. If you're shipping, send $5 extra because I'll combine everything. If you order both shares, $70, then I am going to send you a $10 Stampinup Rewards gift certificate. Wow, there's two windows. Oh no, there's not. Okay, I was confused on my screen. I will send you a $10 Stampin' Rewards credit, which you can use on your next order if you purchase both shares. And so if I will need to make sure, if you are new to me, I need to make sure that you need to send me your Stampin' Up! Account email address, okay? And I will get in touch with you if I'm unsure if I have the correct email address if you order these shares, so you can get your credit. You'll receive an email from me that says, oh, you've been gifted a $10 Stampin' Up! Reward credit, and it'll automatically be added to your Stampin' Up! Reward account. Gifted rewards, I think, are valid for 90 days. Just use it on your next order, and you're going to be fine. Okay, and you'll also get warnings and things as it goes on. So that will be my special gift to you if you order both the Designer Series paper share and the in-color share. Will be a $10 Stampin' Rewards from me as a gift, as a thank you for ordering both shares. These are on my Facebook page as a pinned post. They were in the newsletter today as well, included. If you would like these emailed to you, please send me a message, a private message on my Facebook page. So follow the link in the description to my Facebook page, Handmade by A.M. Bevel. Make sure to follow me over there. Send me a message with your email address, and I can email you the flyers. Time to craft, because that's why we're really here. Hello, welcome, glad you are here. So, today's card, that was a cat snoring, that was hilarious, is featuring our April product of the month. Again, this is the Eyelet Bloom Dies. Add this to your $75 order for only $5. This die is a great value for $5. I mean, I always get stoked to get the paper for $5, but oh my goodness, getting a die for $5? So, the card we're making is a fun fold. I'm also going to guide you through the cutting of the fun fold. It's an easy cut, but I'm going to walk you through it because seeing is doing. But first, I want to talk about how to use this die. This is my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. It's great. It stores up easy. Like, you know, it does this so it's nice and tidy. So it travels well. We also have a mini version. This die isn't going to work in your mini version. So I'm just grabbing a piece of, this is one of our colors here, getting ready to retire. This is a summer splash or Shy Shamrock? This is Shy Shamrock. So this color is actually going away. Just a reminder, the 24, 26 in colors are on last chance. Some of those products may be discounted. Make sure to get your ink refills, your markers, ink pads, because once they're gone, they are gone. So I have my platform here, so this is number 1. I have my die cutting shim, which is number 2. And then I have my 2 clear plates, which they number as 3. So normally when we die cut, so I have started doing 1 plate that I just use and then 1 for the top so it stays a little nicer. But normally we put our clear plate down next, and then we put our paper, and we put our die face down, and then we put our other clear plate and we run it through the machine. But one of America's favorite Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, Patty Bennett, did a lot of work with this. And I learned from her to do something we normally don't do, and that is to cut face up. So I'm going to lay the die with the cut face up. I normally do not do this. This is not normally what we do. And then the paper, and then we run it through this way. Why we normally don't cut this way? Well, normally if we have a stamped image and we're trying to cut out the outline, we can't do it face up because how are you going to line it up? So it kind of goes against what our gut tells us to do. And this is a background, so I am going to run it back the other way as well. Okay? So, not our normal procedure with having that cut face up, but for this die, this particular die, it is highly recommended. If you have a different machine, just take some time, just use some little scraps and experiment for you to get a good cut, okay? Now, you will see this die is really in there, isn't it? Let's come down a little bit. Boop, 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 boop. It's not just popping off. Now, you could probably do the dryer sheet technique or the wax paper technique. I always have good intentions of doing those little helper things, and then I never do because I'm doing a video and I'm just like, hey, or I'm just like, cut it out. Take your pick tool, maybe a scissor tip, and just use that to lift, and it's going to come up. And then you need to use a brush or your little stabby and just punch the rest out. Going through the twice, I think, helps get some of those dots out. Excuse me. I still do not think I'm like 100% on the voice. For those who are new, I didn't have a video 2 weeks ago. I had lost my voice for about a week. Now our die is dirty, so again, get your brush out, or make sure before you go again that you do clean it up. This is a great fun thing to do if you're binge watching a show or got a good YouTube documentary on or something. Poke it all out, clean it up, and you'll have your great piece here. Here it is on an envelope. What I do think is also kind of cool, you could come through and snip the rest of these flowers out, or you could like take your bone folder or even the spatula end, depending on what you're doing, and you can flip these little petals up to get kind of more of a 3D effect, or come in with your scissors and cut the rest of the flower out. But these little petals will kind of flip up a little bit if you want to. So you can kind of use this like simply, or, zhuzh it up a little bit like this. And see how kind of cute that looks? Like that. A little bit of work, but a little bit of work get you, mom's saying get you some dimension, which is amazing, but a little bit, does zhuzh it up. And it's, I make a lot, the card that I'm making tonight, I'll end up with 3 of that card. Otherwise, like when I was crafty before I was a demonstrator, I only made 1 of each card, except at Christmas or like a holiday. I'm always batch doing a holiday card, even before I was a demonstrator. So if you had this and you're making this, what a great like Mother's Day card thing. Ooh, that might be a spoiler for my mom. I just thought that. Taking the time to do this for the 1 card does make it extra special. But they don't all have to be popped up, but it does look pretty cool popped up like that, right? Maybe we'll do that for our card. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So today's card is a fun fold. I have this piece of Timid Tiger. This is not going to be the final card base, but it is going to be how I'm going to be able to show you the card base, because this is our card base. We're a little crickety here. But I promised my Stamp Club, because we did this card for Stamp Club, that I was going to show you how to cut this live and in person. So this, of course, is 4 1/4 by 11. So that's 1/2 of a cardstock, the long way. And I'm going to try to do this all backwards, because normally I do it the other way. And we're going to score it in half at 5 1/2 in half. Right? You with me? So then we have this situation. And now, I might end up having to fold this the other way, because I'm never really good at figuring out, maybe right here. We're going to stick this through here, and so we have the middle, so that's where our score is. And we are going to line this up at 2 inches, and we're going to cut down from 2 inches to the score line. So then we have this. And then this comes off. So you could take your scissors, or we can use our trimmer. And I kind of have this funky little situation here. So, because that's where the fold is, so I'm just going to come through and use my scissors and clean that up. I do find also when you do that, I usually don't fold it first before I cut it, but I would recommend cutting this before you score, because then you will avoid that bubble like I had. And so now this is your card base, and you have this little piece here. Ta-da! Now, for this card, we're going to use this flap piece, but I cut it down. So this piece, that I cut off, is 2 by 5 1/2. And so what I did is I cut it down slightly to 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. So I cut a 1/4 inch off along the top and a 1/4 inch along the side. I ran it through with the eyelet die, and that gives me this beautiful tone on tone pattern here. So for the fun of it, let's flip a couple of these petals up. I didn't do this on any, I didn't even talk to my Stamp Club people about this. I'm not going to do them all. I just want to flip probably 3. We'll see. So I'm kind of using my finger, and I have fake nails. That helps kind of to push it up, and then I can lift with the spatula end. If you do not have a take your pick tool or 2 in your life, or 3, you are missing out. Please add this to your order. If you're just if you're like, oh, I only order kits or paper pumpkin, you need this in your life. You have the spatula, you get the little death poker. You get the sticky end for bling. There's other attachments that you can order, including the wheel that makes it so you can do like terror features. It gives you a super death poker. You get a blade. You can get the roller with for your die. I'm gonna do 3. So this card will be different than my samples, which I just love. Now you're gonna notice, especially if you've been around for a while, Anne-Marie didn't put an adhesive sheet on the back. I did not, because I was really scared that that adhesive sheet was going to make it even a little bit more difficult for this to be cut, to die cut. And I had watched some other videos with this. I know the light is not great, so I'm going to continue to hold it up. I'm just going to run my tape runner. Are you going to be able to see the tape through? Yeah, a little bit. Are you going to be able to see it? Yeah. Is the person that's getting it probably going to notice? Probably not. Probably not. So we're going to just go ahead and do tone on tone right up here. Now, do you have to do tone on tone? No, you could use a different color. But we hacked off this piece of the card. And then if we didn't use it, then we have to put this in our scrap pile. And then we're like, what am I going to do with that piece? I mean, it's a nice piece. We could do DSP up here as well. We're actually going to use DSP at the bottom. So yeah, look, through the light you can see the adhesive. You don't feel the stickiness. You could do the adhesive sheet, but I just think that would have been a giant pain in the patootie. And then I have a piece of DSP. Those who are keeping track, this is the Nature Walk DSP. It is available. Look for it at the online store, Nature Walk DSP. It's beautiful. Excuse me. It's a very tone-on-tone situation we have here. Now, this bottom flap is larger than this up here. So this piece is 2 by 5 1/4. Okay? Look. See, we're not the same. We're not the same. This is what we cut off. So it's not cut at the middle. Okay? It's not halfway through. When I first saw this card, I thought it was halfway through. And I cut one somewhere halfway through, and I looked at it and I go, this doesn't look like what this other lady was doing. And it's because it was 2 inches, and I think it helps balance the card. So this is the basics so far. I do have a piece inside white. We're going to stamp that, and it's going to go right here. So great fun fold for those of us who don't want to have to write a novel in our cards. Okay? Now, I am using the perennial postage dies here for our sentiment situation. So these are white. I apologize. Let's get this timid tiger out here, and then you can see what I'm doing. Feel free to use punches, whatever you want to do. This is going to be the sentiment, and once I show you this, you're going to really see how it all comes together. Now, I am using sentiments from the upcoming new, going to be available next Tuesday, Phrases and Frames. This is a $1 million Sales Achiever stamp set, and I love this because there's also inside sentiments as an option for you, which I know we were talking yesterday at Stamp Club that a lot of people really like inside sentiments, and I can't remember the gals who stamps. She was really nice. She did a great job on stage showing us this stamp set. She wanted to really have sentiments that could go inside the card. It will be bundled with Phrases and Frames dies. These are really cool and special. We will play with these next Tuesday with the new catalog because it uses another new product that's coming out. So we're going to use this again next week, okay? So I'm going to make, anniversary card. I love the happy anniversary. For those that don't know, where is my ink? I have a card spinner at church where I put all of my extra greeting cards, which there's more than people take. I tell people all the time, take more cards, take more cards. And it's like a free will donation. The money goes to the youth. And anniversary is kind of a requested one. So I'm doing all happy anniversary. And I'm just going to stamp this right in the middle and hope I get a good go because I didn't practice. Hey. And then for the inside, I'm going to stamp, there's kind of two, there's another sentiment that would go well with anniversary. There's this one, may your day be filled with love and happiness, which would also be great for happy birthday. But I picked this sentiment because of the size of this. The other sentiment is anniversaries are for celebrating the joys of today, memories of yesterday, and hope for tomorrow. It was really big and it was taking up the whole spot. I wanted a room where you could at least sign a name. So you have sending hugs or thinking of you. There's kind of a sympathy sentiment for the inside. So definitely, oh, I didn't forget your birthday. I just wanted it to last longer. So a really great kind of mix and match sentiment set, and you're going to love the dies. So just go ahead and write down Phrases and Frames bundle. You're going to want to get it when the new catalog comes out. I'm going to go ahead and stick this inside because that's going to be the easiest thing for me to do at the moment. Now, we have white, and we're going to like layer like so, but we're going to put this white on the back first. And we want to make sure that we center this to the card, not to the flap. Why? Because this flap is not we want to center to the card, not to the sentiment, because the flap is not the middle, okay? If I center the sentiment to this flap, see, it's lower down. We're going to make sure that we center to the card. So I'm just going to put a little Tombow. That's probably even too much. And I'm going to, ooh, jeez, don't do that. It's just glue, it's just glue. And I'm going to get this centered onto the card. And I think I covered up my glue spillage. And then we're going to pop this on with dimensionals. And I actually have some dimensionals right here. Thank goodness for leftover paper pumpkin kit dimensionals. They just always around like a good friend. Or a bad friend. Perennial postage dies have been around forever. They are still available. Totally check them out. It is just lots of... Do I have them sitting here? I do. They're just like giant postage stamps. And there's this cool little embossed butterfly thing, which is fun. And there's even like some holes if you wanted to do a tag or something. Does that go to this set? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, I guess it does. So we can do a little eyelet if you want. So you have a whole card front. It's been a great friend in my collection. Perennial postage. Great little labels with nice layering. Now it looks a little plain. It is cool. I like the little popped out flowers. I'm liking that. Should have told the girls yesterday. That's why they tune into the video, because they're like, well, we made the card yesterday, but we know she's going to do something maybe different. I have this cute little copper flower, and this is the Petals of Beauty dies. There is a coordinating stamp set. This is on the last chance. I think the stamp set might already be gone, but I think the dies are discounted. So yesterday they were still on last chance and discounted. While supplies last, you don't need the stamps for these dies, okay? These are great dies. It's just, we get this cool bronzy flower, and this copper, I guess, bronze, it's copper. I'm going to just put a couple mini dimensionals on the back here. Is from a set of specialty paper that has gold, silver, and copper, and the sheets, I think they're the... Oh, did I write down the specific name? No. But they, whatever one it is on the last chance, always, always, always check the last chance products when you're shopping, because something like copper foil, if it's especially if it's discounted, when there's foil or specialty sheets, it is always great to pick those up at a discount, because then you don't feel so bad. You know, it's like, oh, I only have the one sheet, but you're only using a little bit of it. But if you are getting it on sale, you're going to even feel better about using it. You know, use the fancy paper, people. It really makes the card nice. Just do it. Now, I have these copper sequins that are very much retired, which is sad. They should have stayed around forever. But I'm just going to add these on, and I want you to, when you're shopping on the store and you see something you like, make sure to get it then, because bling is something that will disappear quickly. One note with my product shares, if something happens to go out of stock, I'm going to substitute it for an equal-ish product, just FYI. So then we have this beautiful happy anniversary card. And my samples have this one's got a little different paper. So that's the die on there flat. Otherwise it's pretty much the same. And here's a little bit different. So very tone-to-tone. This is Pretty Peacock, which, you know, it's feminine. It's not overly girly, so the husband may not be like, oh, that's a special card. I don't know. The husbands even read the anniversary cards. I don't know. Yeah, up here I put the bling there. I should have done that on one of these. You know, just kind of whatever it feels like. But what a great little fun fold. So if you don't have a background die, run this little piece, cut it down. And this one looks like I cut down way too much on this one now that I'm looking at it. Cut it down and run it through an embossing folder. Okay, so if you don't have like this cool die, run it through and you still can use that tone on tone and run it through an embossing folder. Now, since I use such a dark base, I went ahead and did white on white with my little sentiment there. But you know, you could mix and match. Like, it would have been cute maybe for the large white one to be what, like old olive or whatever color is in this paper. But it's very Pretty Peacocky paper. So the one that really makes it stand out, and I do think the copper and the Pretty Peacock are a winning combination. Okay. So let's see. Mom got a regular dimension on the copper flower, probably. I'm always looking for ways to use the little ones because I do have a bunch of them. And is the ink, you know, there has been some issues with ink being in stock for some reason. I think it was like the ink pad. There's something to manufacture. But this is a current color. Pretty Peacock's a current color. It's in the Regal family, so you shouldn't have any problem getting cardstock or ink normally. If it's out of stock, it's going to come back into stock. So, let's hold it up here. So there it is with the little 3D flower, really showing that off. And then here, with it flat, it looks both. But again, you could run that through an embossing folder and you'd be good to go. And now I have some anniversary cards to add to the spinner at church. At least one of them, you know, maybe not all the same ones at the same time. So, reminder, we have the Saturday is the Scrapbooking Day sale, 20% off select memory keeping products. Go ahead, check out the last chance. Maybe you pick up these dies too. These are some large florals on here, okay? Would be some really great scrapbook accents for sure. And check to see if the stamp set's still available, because the stamp set is just as great. New catalog next Tuesday. I did mail catalogs out to several people. If you need a catalog, I will have some at the crop. And then my shares. So my DSP share and my in color share, order both, which is $70. Add $5 if I need to mail it, both of them to you. $4 if it's just one share. Order them both, and I'm going to gift you a $10 Stampin' Reward certificate. as a thank you for ordering both of my shares. This is really a fun way to introduce yourself to the new in colors, and then maybe you'll decide to take the leap and order the ink that's going to be in the new ink pads after you see all of the great colors. I know the hydrangea hue is kind of an early favorite, but I think I'm going to go peaceful pine as being my favorite. But as I always say, I'm allowed to change my mind at any point. And also a great way to get a lot of new paper, some fresh paper, and some of these papers are really, really great. So I think that's going to be it for tonight. As always, reminder, please like this video, subscribe if you're not already. Feel free to share it as well. You all are my best advertisers. Crop next Saturday. There's still room, so get your registration to me. Go ahead and reach out. And shares, orders are due Sunday. So I do need your order Sunday, because that's going to allow me to plan everything that I need to do. If you want to get a hold of me, you can send me an email, Handmade by A.M. Bevel, all squished together, at yahoo.com, or you can send me a message on Facebook. Just the link to my Facebook page is in the comments, no, the description box. And you can get pretty much a hold of me almost immediately, unless I'm sleeping or working or something. This is me putting my stamps away. So this is your reminder that for less than $1 you can send a smile. So, you know, we have all of these cards everywhere. Please mail some cards out this week, next week, whatever. Mail your works of art. You really do. It really does brighten people's day anytime I send a card. And I love receiving the cards when people mail me cards, and I love hearing that cat is snoring. I love getting messages of, oh, thank you for the beautiful card. So it really is great. The crop is next Saturday, the 9th, I believe it is. I work off of days, not dates. Days, not dates. May 9th, which is next Saturday. So there we go. Everybody have a great evening, and we will see you next Tuesday. We're going to show off those new dies. You're going to love those, and it's new catalog day. It's very exciting. Bye, everybody. Man, that was a great video, and only Mom was